that we come together for BestieFinders office hours. And I am here with my besties. Hey, besties. Hey, Dr. Carmel.
Hey, how y'all
Hey,
doing?
Lisa. Hey, Coach.
Hey, Team Kathy.
Hey.
You all right? You all right? Coach, you good?
Yeah, what's the matter?
Oh, no, y'all. I know we be having our conversations before we get started. I'm making sure Coach all right so we can go ahead and coach this today. No, but this is what we love to do. This is our favorite day. I just say favorite day of the week almost for BestieFinder anyway. Our office hours. So look, we are here, Dr. Lisa. What are we getting ready to do? What are we getting ready to coach today? Yeah, we love this. It's like live, straight off the fire, straight out of the pan, hot.
I like hot food.
Me too.
All right. This week, hey everybody, we are looking at beating up on teachers today.
I'm like, spit it out.
Teachers. Well, I want you to understand. Okay, so here we have a teacher who has been very, very thorough with their presentation and is bringing you a 97 slide deck. And the team starts falling asleep at slide 14. Teachers feeling like they're not paying attention. How are you not listening to this? How are you not excited by the future and all of this background information that we're making sure you have? Coach this.
Good.
Okay. I mean,
Saying it can be male or female at that point. Okay, you
that
come
part.
in, okay, with a 97-page slide deck. I'm like, you know what? Just show me the beginning, show me the first two and the last two, and we good. Okay, that just would be to me like information overload. Overload. So I'm gonna let somebody else go. What you got? What you got, Dr. Carmen? Dr. Carmen face says it all.
I started itching under my arm because I was like, man, I have the teacher gift as well, but it's also balance. But that comes with experience also, because you learn what's important and what's really not. And like I was saying in the previous office hours, some of the stuff can be condensed. And yeah, 97, like, where's the outline? Maybe the outline would help. Like 97, somebody like.
But I know what the teacher is trying to do, right? Because I understand the gift. They're trying to present all the information at one time. Like, here it is. Here's a dump. And, not only that is like, so if something comes up, like, okay, it's on page 92, you know what I'm saying? And still at page 3. All right. And so that's why the teacher will have to definitely be careful of presenting so much information at one time, because you will lose people's attention span is not very long at all. That's why we learned late in marketing life that people don't read, but they can relate better to pictures. The pictures can tell a story. If you can tell a storyline with some pictures, but if you're talking about read or to sit still, like that person is going to begin to doze off. You know what I'm saying? And so it goes into the conversation. I'm gonna let Coach talk about that when she was talking about that just in case. Boo boo, we're not even looking for a just in case. We just need the facts, okay? We need what we're talking about, so that just in case is literally would take you down a whole nother rabbit hole, right? And so, but just to be able to stay on task and on point, like Dr. Comer was just saying, an outline. So if you did an outline, you may not end up with 97 slides. You know what I'm saying? So something that's going to guide you. And so I was listening to somebody's podcast earlier today, and that's exactly what I said was missing, because they were just all over the place. And the people, I'm like, what are y'all talking about? First of all, you can't even keep my attention. This is boring. You know what I'm saying? And they just 2 hours of what? I'm not about to sit here for 2 hours and listen to this type of rigmarole. Okay, I don't even know what rigmarole mean, but I heard it used in that term, right? But no, like that just says you haven't structured it well. A teacher has, they know what they want to talk about. They know all of the information, and they want us to know it too. But that's not the ticket, teachers. Okay, that is not the ticket. What you got, Coach?
Well, what I've heard 97 slide deck, I heard 3 hour class, right? I ain't even read the scenario, right? So I was like, ooh, that's a lot of good information. I'm gonna learn something, right? So it just depends. I feel like it depends on what it is you're presenting, who you're presenting to. So being aware again of your audience.
Yes.
This is a team situation. So I do agree to bullet point. The meeting should be an hour long. There's no way you're gonna get through 97 slides in the hour if it's an hour meeting. So I agree with that, but I also agree with like being prepared. So I think it's great to have a 97-page presentation just in case that you can present it in a 3 hour setting for something. But definitely know your audience. Is your audience even interested in the topic? Right.
Yeah, but you better have something in between them 3 hours, okay? Like
Oh
nobody
yeah,
can
you got a
sit
break.
straight.
Yeah.
I'm talking about not even just a break. Inside, when you having people, when you providing that much information, and if you saying that type of information, I mean, not type, but that much information is being shared, they're gonna zone out again unless it's another teacher. They're gonna your audience is gonna zone out. So you got to keep it interactive. You might have to do a mini concert.
Not a concert, but you definitely have to have some engaging slides, right? And be able to ask questions. So when I heard 97 slides, not thinking about the whole scenario, I actually thought about a teacher teaching a CE course. I've given CE credits for real estate. So I was want to have 20 slides. And then when you an hour in, you like, okay, what else you going like, I've been on that other side where you didn't have enough slides to keep the class going. So I was like, ooh, it's enough information, like just in case you need to pull something from somewhere. So definitely know the audience, know who you're presenting to, why you need 97 pages, because you can take that big thing and condense it even smaller to other things. When you think about like marketing, if you even want to flip it into a marketing aspect. So I think to me, it sounds prepared, right? But if you do see that people are nodding off, you have to be able to adjust quickly to keep them engaged and prepare yourself to ask engaging questions if it's a longer workshop or some type of training that's necessary for your team to succeed.
That's good, Coach.
And I think a lot of that comes, so for teachers, I'm going to argue on behalf of teachers, that a lot of teachers are linguistic learners. I want to read it. I don't want to watch it. Even when I watch, even watching cartoons, I mean, it's in another language, but I want to read the words. I need to see the words in order to get it. I can't listen to an audiobook because I won't get anything out of it. It's just background noise. So what we have to do when a teacher is teaching is that understand who the other learners you're interacting with are, for one, and maybe those 97 slides, maybe you need the 97 slides to be a book and a 15-slide presentation that just goes over the chapters. Because if you know everything that's in those 97 slides, you can go by the title and talk about what goes in that chapter. So the thing to understand, like Coach said, is look at your audience, know your audience, and be able to pivot. And you can also teach yourself to give just enough information.
That's good. Now, I'm not saying that other gifts, guys, hear me. Other gifts are not interested in learning, right? But they are definitely not ones, and I can speak for, I'm sure, um, a lot of the gifts. When I say a lot of the gifts, a lot of exhorters and perceivers, because perceivers don't like all of that. They like straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? Exhorters like a little something that's got to be not so much as entertaining, but interesting, exciting. And so, some teachers are not they're not in the business of making it exciting to you. You just here's the information, get it, learn it, because you know, this is it. And so yeah, so again, it is just narrowing it down and knowing who your audience is. And so a lot of times you won't understand that and know that unless you really learn to identify the gifts. And so if you presenting to a whole lot of teachers, like from an educational standpoint, you good. You know what I'm saying? You're real good. But if you are, I mean, not with 97, Dr. Carmel. I'm saying Dr. Lisa's just said too before we got started. She said it would have to be at least 15 slides, not no whole 97. Um, but just understanding what the industry is and how most people are interested in how to get to what they say, how to secure the bag, and so all the other information that's going to come with them digging in and being maybe personally coached or whatever. So yeah. So, but anyway, I'm just saying, not that the other gifts don't want to learn, but it is important, it's imperative, y'all, that you learn. So if you know that you learn the other gifts, and so when you know that you've gotten this speaking engagement, like when I went, I'm an exhorter, and I was invited to speak at a parent teacher, no, a teacher some type of conference that they were having, and I was in a room with a room full of teachers, and they were staring at me. I was like, "What kind of stuff is this? What is going on?" Because you couldn't tell if they were getting it or if they were interested, because they just had this blank look and staring at you, right? And I might have ran across one, maybe two exhorters, right, that were in the room. And I was like, okay, I feel safe with these two because I don't know what's going on with the rest of them. And then but then afterwards I realized the teachers came up and they were like, this is good information, and most of it they were just staring because they were intense and they were listening, right, taking in all the information. And not to say that they weren't going to go and they were still going to go and research, but they were like, no, this is good. This needs to be in all this, in the whole school system and everything. So they enjoyed the information. So that's a good point to make, like just knowing who your audience is. And I didn't think about that when I first got started, and when they asked me to come and, and be a speaker at a teacher's conference. Okay. But I was like, oh my God, they really enjoyed it. They were just listening and, taking notes and all that good stuff. So yeah, so that's just like a little scenario, and you flip that. If you're a teacher in front of a room full of exhorters and compassionates, and you know what I'm saying, the compassionates, their mind gonna drift off, and they're gonna start doodling and drawing. You know what I'm saying, and checking their messages, and the exhorter gonna try to struggle to stay awake if the teacher is not engaging enough and just presenting the information. So that's why I'm saying it is important to understand what these gifts, what these gifts are, so you'll know how to show up. And it's so funny because I tell my teachers, I need some more exhorters. Show up, bring me some more exhorter when we're working together or when I'm mentoring them, right? And then vice versa. So a lot of times when you're talking to an exhorter, you're going to have to exhorter who's presenting. And if you're going to be speaking to teachers, show some stats, give some facts and different things like that, so they can believe what you're saying, right? And so things like that. So guys, it's important that you learn to give. So we are offering you the opportunity to do that, through BestieFinder.net, and you go to BestieFinder.net/gift course and take the gift course, y'all. It is amazing. So you can discover you, so you can have that gift intelligence of who's around you, right? And who you're going to be working with, who you're serving, who are your customers. So it's just so good to when you can understand who you're dealing with. And that way it will make it so much better of your interactions with them and how long you do business, right?
Yes.
So with that, anybody else? Dr.
You
Carmen, you
said it.
good over there? Dr. Carmen was like,
Yes, I'm
mm.
good. I'm good. The one thing that I thought about with you guys saying know your audience, all of us learn differently. Some of us are kinesthetic, some of us like to learn by doing. So just engaging your audience as well would be a good idea if you have more than 15 to 20 slides. Think about ways like Coach Nyala said is get them engaged, interact with them, have them up doing something, if not interacting with one another. But yeah, that's my take on that.
Awesome. All right, Dr. Lisa.
Well, as you see, gift intelligence touches every part of your life. Make sure you give yourself a chance to increase that gift intelligence so you know yourself, your people, and how to move forward. And on that note, we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye, besties.
Bye.